Hey guys, Fred and Sheila McCoy, Hatfield McCoy Museum, fredmccoy.com for all the information. fredmccoy.com, you've got a couple of pages there. You got fredmccoy.com, it's got the information on the books and museum when it was at Renfro Valley, Kentucky.
Okay.
You can go top of that page and click on Hatfield McCoy Museum, and it'll take you to another page with present day history. Sheila's behind the camera.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great morning.
This is the next day. We're continuing our videos concerning questions that's been asked on Google concerning the Hatfields and McCoys. Best we can track the answers down is it was a Hatfield from West Virginia, and of course they've given some incorrect answers to different things. So we're here to just give you our side or the truth, or you choose, pick your poison.
Okay.
This question was, why did they call him Devil Anse? And whether this question was actually asked, or any of these questions, or now we're looking at them and we're thinking the same person asked the questions and then put the answers. That's so, whether it's the same person or somebody else says, why did they call him Devil Anse? Well, the comment there that somebody has filled in says among these are that the name was given to him by his mother, that he was named it by Randall McCoy, that he earned the nickname from his bravery during battle in the American Civil War. And number 4, it contrasted with his good-tempered cousin, Anderson Preacher Anse Hatfield. Let's take these one at a time. Let's start with number 2, that he was named it by Randolph McCoy. Now they're saying over the years through books and history that was written in the history that people could write anything they wanted, and especially again there was Coleman C. Hatfield wrote books, and different people, he teamed up with several different people over the years to co-write books with them. And back then people could just write anything, and they still can today. They can write anything they want. But they didn't fear being called out on it as much then. Nowadays, somebody may be there to call you out on it, especially if it's a made-up story or not true. But Randolph McCoy supposedly nicknamed Anderson Hatfield Devil Anse. You know, there's also newspaper articles and things like that where they've gotten from books. It was written in a book, in a newspaper article, in order to have a story, put it over in their newspaper. And so Randall McCoy referred to Devil Anse Hatfield as a 6 foot and 180 pounds of hell. He may have been 180 pounds of hell or instigation. He wasn't 6 foot. We've got his records in there where he's 5'6". We've also got Civil War records on the wall in there where Randall McCoy was 6 foot. Now, why would a man 6 foot that's looking down on a man that's 5'6", 5'7", I'm 5'7". I'm not much taller than Devil Anse was. But Devil Anse is 6 foot tall, or 5'6" tall.
5'6".
Randall McCoy's 6 foot tall. Why would a man that's 6 foot tall say he's 180 pounds, 6 foot and 180 pounds of hell? Why would he call him, knowing that he's 6 foot, why would he call another man 5'6", 6 foot? Sheila, I've been here with you all day.
There's the cameras, guys.
I don't know what we got going on outside.
It's a white car, look like one through there.
Yeah. So we know that's false. We know that Randall McCoy didn't refer to Anderson Hatfield as Devil Anse Hatfield. He may have referred to him as swindler, instigator, narcissist. He may have referred to him as a lot of things, but wasn't Devil Anse. Because, see, Devil Anse prided in that name. Devil Anse liked that name. His offspring, his heritage is liked him being called that. They liked that. They turned him into a legend. They've turned him in. They've turned something bad into something good. Now, let's go to number 3. That he earned the nickname from his bravery. Can you tell how this was written by West Virginia Hatfield? For his bravery. Where in history did Anse Hatfield ever display any bravery? He had them guys tied the 3 McCoy boys up behind trees, and after they got tied up, he says, "Are they tied? You sure they can't get loose?" I'm exaggerating. But he had them tie these 3 boys up to a tree. Why not just take them over there and shoot them? Had them tie them up to trees where they was not a threat. And then had 19 of his closest friends and employees and desperados and villains that had deserted the Civil War, that cowards that had ran. When you're a deserter, you're a coward. And he had them line up and shoot those 3 McCoy boys. Bravery? I don't think so. That's probably written in the history. That's probably spoken in the history. I don't recall Anse ever displaying any bravery. He went and killed Asa Harmon McCoy while he was hid in a cave trying to mend to stay away from his family so they wouldn't burn his family's cabin down or harm his family. So he goes up there in the wintertime in January and hides. But he takes a bunch of his men up there with him and shoots and kills him. Displayed bravery during battle in the Civil War. What? Went into the fall of 62, October, November of 62, and deserted by February of 63, 4 or 5 months later. I tell people he's barely there long enough to get a uniform, if he even got a uniform. Bravery during the Civil War. In those 5 months, he got this nickname of Devil Anse. He was promoted to captain. He was just killed 100 men in 5 months. No wonder he left and went home. He was probably just wore out. He was exhausted from all that fighting. So we know number 3's false, because Anse had no bravery. Anse Hatfield was a coward. Pure and simple. That's not Fred McCoy. That's history. That's evidence. She's looking at me. She knows I'm right. She just don't like the way I make it personal. I get personal because that's my family. The Hatfields are my family too, but and I would be taken up. I know people have a hard time believing that, but I'll take up for the Kentucky Hatfields like that because they were good people. But Anse Hatfield from West Virginia was an instigator, troublemaker. Let's go to number 4. Because it contrasted with his good-tempered cousin, Anderson Preacher Anse Hatfield. Possible. See, my great-great-grandfather, Anderson Hatfield, Preacher Anderson Hatfield, lived on the Kentucky side, had the same name as Anderson Hatfield, Anse Hatfield from West Virginia side. So it's just like Aunt Betty, Uriah's Betty, that's got confused throughout the years because of one author trying to claim that it was somebody else. Uriah's Betty, Elizabeth Betty McCoy Rutherford, was the Aunt Betty that took Rosanna in and cared for her when she was pregnant. And she went to stay with Uriah and Aunt Betty to have her baby. Now, there was also Alan. He was married to Elizabeth McCoy, and Elizabeth. And, but she went by Alan's Betty. She belonged to Alan. And that's how they kept these 2 Bettys apart. All kinds of different, Floyd Hatfield, Constable Floyd from Kentucky, Hog Stealing Floyd from West Virginia. All kinds of, Ellison Hatfield and his son, Ellison Cotton Top Hatfield. All kinds of ways to distinguish people. River Wall Hatfield. And then there was Uncle Wall Hatfield. River Wall lived on the Kentucky side, Valentine Hatfield. Uncle Wall was Anse's brother, lived on the West Virginia side and died in prison.
Then there was a good Elias and a bad Elias.
Good Elias from Kentucky. Or Good Lice from West Virginia.
Yeah.
Bad Lice from Kentucky. You know, Bad Lice was the brother to preacher Anse Hatfield. Good Lice was the brother to Devil Anse Hatfield. Go figure. And I think each one of these people tried to live up to their names. And then you had Anderson Hatfield from West Virginia and Anderson Hatfield from Kentucky. Preacher Anderson Hatfield was a minister, and Devil Anse Hatfield was a troublemaker, an instigator, and a swindler, a villain, a desperado. That's what he was, a thief. You can call him whatever you want. You can build his history up. You can build his legend. So that's 3 of the items. Randall McCoy named him. He got his nickname from bravery in the Civil War, or they gave him that name to contrast with preacher Anse. Or there's number 1 here, given to him by his mother. You know, it couldn't be Randall McCoy give it to him because he already had that name. He was already referred to as Devil Anse for years. Couldn't be preacher Anse because he was already referred to it from a child up. Preacher Anse wasn't a preacher then, and so it wouldn't have been the contrast and come up with the preacher name. He definitely wasn't in the Civil War as a boy, so he didn't get it from the Civil War. Devil Anse Hatfield got his name from his mother. Now they said that Devil Anse was a mischievous child growing up. He would do things to animals. He was cruel to different things, and as a mischievous. He was mischievous. Cats, dogs, he was just a mischievous. He was like a, I don't want to say sadistic, but I guess that's what you would put it at, but he was a mean kid. He was mischievous. And he had done something one day that his mother got mad about, and she told him, she said, "Anse, I'll swear, you're mean as the devil." And his siblings started to nickname him Devil Anse. Devil Anse. And he liked it. He liked it. You know, there's some people says, "Oh, I'll bet they didn't call him that to his face." Well, heck yeah, they did. He liked it. That's what he wanted to be known as. When he went to that vaudeville show or whatever it was, when T.C. Crawford come in to interview him, he liked that name, and he liked to try to live up to him. Only thing about him was he couldn't live up to it because he didn't have the kahunas to live up to it unless he had this group of guys with him. Unless he had his desperados and villains, what he liked to refer to as Logan Wildcats. What was known in the legal system back home is the Hatfield gang. All through court records in Pike County over the years, members of the Hatfield gang. The Hatfield gang. Got James gang, Cole Younger gang. You get it? They were a gang. They were a gang. They just didn't rob banks. They robbed, stole from individuals, especially after they deserted from the Civil War and nobody there to protect the people, the other soldiers that remained and fought. They had an open territory there. They were brave, all right. Guys, it's going to conclude this video.
Hi guys, hope you're having a great morning. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you, guys.